Episode 6, Socialism versus Freedom, Why Liberty Matters. Welcome back to another episode of Spin Cycle America, where we talk about what is happening in the world around us. I'm your host, Todd. So let's get at it. So first off, a July 4th announcement. Before we dive in, I want to announce my special 4th of July video dropping tomorrow on July 4th, of course. We'll celebrate American freedom, independence, and why the principles that founded this country are the best difference against socialist ideas. Make sure you subscribe and tune in and turn in notifications so that you don't miss it. All right. So happy early Independence Day for everyone. So let's get started. So welcome to day 6 of our series on the negative aspects of socialism. We've examined real world failures and core economic flaws. Today, we're going to focus on the biggest cost, the loss of personal freedom. Socialism doesn't just change the economy, it requires control over people's lives to make the system work. So control is inevitable. The people who are pushing socialism will tell you, no, we are not going to control you. We are not going to take away your livelihood. We're not going to control what you do. But in the last couple of segments, we already talked about how they take your property away and how the pay you get is basically the same wages as your neighborhood or as your neighbor. So everybody's getting the same pay. So you tell me how that is not control. That is definitely a couple of forms of control. To enforce central planning and redistribute uh, government needs to power or to control power of speech over speech, movement, work, and property. Uh, so dissent becomes counter revolutionary. So let me back up just a minute here. If you remember over our last president, okay, it was kind of that way, controlled speech. When anybody that was against that particular party and they would put something on Facebook or X, at that time it was Twitter, they would get censored. If it was negative, they got censored. Okay. Now, not so much. Okay, because a different party is in control of the presidency and stuff like that. So it's not there anymore. However, socialism controls it all. So the socialist perspective. So freedom from exploitation, uh, concentrated wealth creates economic disparity, limiting the choice of the working class. So this means your choice is limited. You either work here, there, or there, but that's it. Okay, you don't get to become rich. You don't get to make your own money. You don't get to expand. If you start to make a whole lot of money, they're going to pull it back. They're going to prevent you from making all that money. Uh, they're going to tax you, and I'm going to explain that here in just a minute. Uh, Positive liberty, true liberty is the ability and resource to pursue human flourishing, not just the theoretical right to do so. So you want to have liberty, the true happiness of living, to be able to prosper, to enjoy life, collective well-being. So public ownership is an essential resource. Resources prevent private monopolies and secures the basic needs for all citizens. So this prevents you from going out and doing your own thing, from inventing. Why are you going to invent something? Like I mentioned yesterday, if you go out and invent something, it doesn't become yours. It becomes the state, the property of the state. It's not yours. Even though you're going to invent it, It's going to help the public. It's going to help people, but your name doesn't get to go on it. Tough. It's not yours. Here's a couple of historical examples. The USSR, censorship, gulags, no free speech or travel. You couldn't just travel all over the world. You couldn't do whatever you wanted to, and you couldn't say anything. They still limit your free speech over there. You can't say certain things over there. Venezuela, media crackdowns and political prisoners eroded uh, property rights. So you couldn't own property. You couldn't own anything over there. Cuba, ongoing repression, one-party rule, limited internet. They still have that stuff going on over there. So contrast with America. So founding principles, individual rights, limited government, free speech, property, created unprecedented prosperity and liberty. So socialism concentration of power threatens those. So if we give in to socialism, that stuff is gone. And I'm going to explain some stuff here in just a second. Okay. We're going to talk about healthcare, education, labor and economy, and taxation. So let's start off with healthcare. Healthcare, universal coverage, often referred to as Medicare for all. You've heard that. Medicare for all. Okay, great idea. Education, tuition free public colleges, robust student debt cancellation. Okay. Well, people who've gone to college for something that doesn't even make any money, whose fault is that? Who even put those type of degrees into the college system is beyond me. I mean, if you can't go and make money at it, then why is it even in the college system? It should be an elective where you get to choose. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take this as an elective where I'm going to do this on my own, and I know I'm not going to make money at it, but this is what I want to go into as my primary, and that's what I'm going to do. That's my This is my major. This is just going to be something I'm going to play with. It should be the way it is. And counselors at the colleges should say, you know, you're not going to make money at this. Why don't we get you something that you're going to go and make money at, and that you're going to be able to make a living at? Because now you got people all over the world, all over the United States, that are struggling to pay their student loan debt and are complaining, and they want free tuition. They want their debt paid for, but they were the ones that went to this program, and nobody told them. Their counselors didn't tell them that they weren't going to make any money. The schools just wanted this, and that was the way it went. Okay. Labor and economy, stronger unions, higher minimum wages, and worker-owned corporations. Taxation, steep wealth taxes and heavy corporate regulations to fund public entitlements. So let's talk about these. So these all seem great on paper. Great ideas, all of them, all four of them. But do you think the wealthy really want to pay higher taxes than they already do? I mean, really, should they? Why should they? I mean, they got off their butts and they made their money. Not like many of you out there who probably are still sitting on your butts wondering, what can I do for a job? And you've got all these earrings and everything going out here, and you're blaming Trump or somebody else for not being able to get a job, but you're the one that looks like something that came from outer space or something like that. Really think about it, okay? I mean, come on. If you're going to make money or you want to make a living, think about what your appearance and what you look like and what you want to do for a job. Okay? Don't blame the rich. They went out and they made their money. Okay? Don't lay it on people that are retired either. Okay? Let the retirement enjoy their retirement and keep their money coming in because they retired, they earned it, they bust their butts, and they're now at the ripe old age of retirement. Let them enjoy it. Don't take their Social Security away from them. Let them enjoy their Social Security. And that's another segment that I'm going to be talking about is Social Security. So, healthcare for all and free education. Who's going to pay the professors on this free education part? Who's going to pay for that? We're talking about across the United States. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of universities. Counting all the states, all 50 states has universities. Counting junior colleges all the way up to universities. Who's going to pay for those professors? What if they wanted a raise? Now remember, you also want stronger unions because you mentioned that too. Okay, so you want stronger unions, and I agree 100%. Unions should be stronger. But who's so these guys are going to join these stronger unions now to get paid more. But who's going to pay them? Who is going to pay these guys? I don't know. You tell me. Higher minimum wage. So say goodbye to the best foods in town, because I believe that your mom and pop restaurants are probably one of the best foods type of restaurants in town. Well, who's going to pay for them? Who's going to pay? They're not going to be able to afford to pay labor because they hire people. Who's going to? They can't afford to pay them. Are you kidding me? $20 an hour. Get real. It's already $10 for a burger. They can't afford that. And you say and then also say goodbye to your fast food restaurants as well. No one can go out and eat nowadays. Many many already spend at least $10 for a burger. So for two people to go out now to a fast food restaurant, it can cost you about $30 to go out and eat. Just to a fast food restaurant. So much for date night. I mean, really? Come on. Give me a break. Socialism, yeah, sure. You may want you may want to think this one over before you start voting for socialism. Do some research on it. Modern relevance. Growing calls for heavy regulation, cancel culture, and government outreach echo patterns that weaken freedom. So, in conclusion, let me go ahead and close this up here. So, in conclusion, socialism and true liberty are fundamentally at odds with each other. The more government control the economy, the less freedom people have. And this in the United States was founded on freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of everything. What do you think people come here? Why do you think the United States is a melting pot for people to come to? As long as they come here the right way, not the wrong way by sneaking in through the borders and because we had an open border, and not by sneaking in through different avenues. Okay. All right. So don't forget, my special 4th of July video is coming out tomorrow, July 4th, celebrating American independence and the values that make us strong. Subscribe and share this series so more people will understand what is at stake. Um, what freedom concerns you the most in this debate, in these debates? Comment below, and thanks for watching day 6. See you all on the next episode of Spin Cycle America, and God bless America.